Hi friends, welcome back. Today, if you read the title, we're going to be talking about substance abuse, addiction in general, where to turn for help, and what it may look like in your life. This is a loaded subject, pun intended, because there are so many ways that substance abuse addiction can manifest in someone's life. And for a lot of people, what I've heard in meetings and when I listen to people's stories, they'll say, I didn't think I needed help. And when people told me I needed help, I would tell them I didn't have a problem. And that's like the number one thing that your addict brain will tell you is that you can stop anytime. You just don't want to stop, like all those rationalizations that you'll say in your brain where it's like you deep down know that there's something wrong with the way that you're living your life, with the way that whatever substance it is consuming you is not normal. You may look at your friends who can go out on the weekends and drink and then they just go back to their normal lives after, but you can't do that. Or you may look at people in your life who smoke weed after work or on the weekends, but they don't overdo it. They don't spend all their money on it. They don't have panic attacks from it. They don't have severe paranoia and have suicidal thoughts from it, but you do. So I think what's hard about this subject is people will be like, well, you can't be addicted to smoking weed. You can't be an alcoholic as a young person, like we kind of peg drug and alcohol addictions as a certain way, as only one person, where you'll be like, okay, well, someone who's an alcoholic has DUIs and is always drunk and is very sick and whatever, but it could be the person that is drinking every single day but still holding a job. And there are different ways that someone can behave and live as an addict or alcoholic. Personally, I am a drug addict. I am not an alcoholic. I've definitely had my shitty experiences with drinking where it was like the people around me weren't doing what I was doing. Like, why couldn't I get my shit together, But my main love of substances is drugs. And I am what you would call a garbage can junkie. That means I will use, ingest, and abuse anything. Anything that you hand me, anything you have, I'll use it. And that means shit like air duster. I'm not going to expand on that or tell you where to find it, but it's literally air in a can that makes you get high. So I will probably share my story in another video, but what I wanted to really touch on today is the fact that addiction can look very different. And it doesn't have to be that someone has told you to get help. It doesn't have to be that there are negative consequences like you're getting arrested or you're losing jobs. It could literally just be that you are so miserable from whatever substance you're using and you want to stop and you've made attempts to stop and you can't. Or you simply don't want to stop, but you see the negative effects. Like there are a lot of different ways that you can come to that conclusion. But I would say the biggest relief I have found from my shortcomings, defects as a person, and all of the nasty shit that I have harbored about myself, the way I found relief from all of that is through Narcotics Anonymous. And a lot of people have heard of Alcoholics Anonymous. Like that's kind of like a well-known organization. But Narcotics Anonymous, I didn't really know about until over a year and a half ago when I got out of rehab for the 4th time. I found a sponsor, which is basically someone who is your emotional support through your journey of getting clean. And you can call them whenever, you can text them whenever. I talk to my sponsor pretty much every day. We have a really great relationship. And then they will work what's called the 12 steps with you, which is basically like a list of steps where there's a workbook, you'll answer questions in depth about that step. And I'm not going to get into all of it because there's 12, that's a lot. And the way that you find meetings is literally just by Googling NA meetings near me. It is free. They suggest that you donate, but I never have cash on me, and when I do and I'm at a meeting, I'll donate it. But a lot of people will just donate $1, and that's so the rent can be paid wherever the meeting's being held, the coffee can be paid for, the literature can be paid for. It's self-sustaining. So if you don't have the funds to go to rehab like I did, the funds to go to a therapist, to an outpatient program, whatever, and if you do have insurance, I would call them if you think you need immediate assistance to separate you from whatever it is you're using. They will let you know what your options are, and if you are physically in danger because of your use, you can call detox centers, psychiatric hospitals, rehabs, and say, I need help, I don't have the money, or this is my insurance, what can you do for me? And it's all about you wanting to stop. It's not your family telling you to stop. It's not friends in your life, romantic partners. It doesn't matter how much falls apart in your life that indicates that you should stop. It's you that's miserable enough to stop. So I know that was all over the place, but I would say the biggest help I've ever gotten is utilizing my coping skills from rehab and continuing with Narcotics Anonymous through this journey. And I've tried over and over to get clean. I want to say 4 or 5 times I've had relapses where I was like, damn, how did that happen again? It's because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do, and I hadn't found Narcotics Anonymous yet. So I don't know if that helps, or if anyone can resonate with any of that. If you have any friends that are struggling, please send this to them, because I think a lot of people deny that they need help / don't know where to go. So anyways, as always, stay sexy, stay beautiful. I love you whether you're using or not. Like, you're a queen.